All, welcome to the class. Students, today we will continue the remaining portion of this chapter. So here in our previous video we had discussed about the parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, and today we will find the difference between the parenchyma and collenchyma. In cell shape, so here parenchymatous cells that are isodiametric or polygonal, but in collenchyma they are elongated but polygonal. Okay, now cell wall that is thin in parenchyma and cell wall is thick at angles because of deposition of pectin into the collenchyma, and here intercellular spaces are present, but in collenchyma intercellular spaces are absent. And distribution, so here it is found in all parts of the plant and it is found in the stem and leaf of dicot plants. Okay, now students, monocot and dicot plants, so where two cotyledons are present that are called the dicot. Now next one is here its function is to storage the food and photosynthesis in chloroplast. It is very important in parenchyma and in collenchyma. That chlorophyll containing cells, they can prepare the food. Next one is difference between collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So that collenchymatous cells are living and these sclerenchymatous cells are dead. It is very important question that these sclerenchymatous cells are dead. Students, next one is here cell wall is thick here due to the lignin deposition in sclerenchyma, and here cell wall is made up of cellulose and wall is thick at angles due to the deposition of pectin. So here is deposition of pectin in collenchyma, and in sclerenchyma there is deposition of lignin. Now here next one is cell lumen, that is large in collenchyma and small in sclerenchyma, or that is orbiturated. Okay, next one is distribution in plants. Here cell lumen, so here collenchyma is present in dicot stem and sometimes in dicot leaves, but this sclerenchyma that is present in roots, stems and leaves. Okay, now next one is it gives mechanical and tensile strength. Which one is that? That is collenchyma. And in sclerenchyma, where lignin is there, it provides only mechanical strength. Okay, so collenchyma is very important, it having very important function into the plants. Okay, now here you are seeing surface view of epidermis and epidermis in transverse section, longitudinal sections here. Now students, here next topic is stomata. That minute pores which are present at the surface of leaf, so that are called the stomata, and that having guard cells which are dumbbell shaped, and guard cells have a large nucleus and small chloroplast, and the cells have thickened ventral wall adjacent to pore and thin dorsal wall distal to the pore. Students, what is the function of stomata? It is very important. About stomata you had studied in our previous classes also, but here its function that is very important. So maximum transportation, here transpiration, maximum transpiration that takes place through stomata. And transpiration means that loosening of excess water. Okay, now gases are exchanged here, they are exchanged through stomata. Here next one is after exchanging the gases, these plants need oxygen for respiration and CO2 for photosynthesis. These gases are exchanged through stomata. Then what is the function of epidermis? So epidermis, it provides the protection to the plant parts, and these epidermis cells of the root, it absorb water. Long hair like structure you are seeing here, hair like structures are found there in the roots, and these cells, they increasing the total surface area of absorption, and also stomata help in exchange of gases. And epidermal cell of the aerial parts of often secrete a waxy water resistant layer on the outer surface. Okay, and it also help, this epidermis help in protection against the loss of water. You are seeing here the transverse section of a cork piece showing here dead cells. Next one is cork and bark. Students, these differences are very important. That what is the difference between the cork and bark? So the cork is formed by cork cambium, and all the dead cells outside the active cork cambium that constitute the bark. Okay, so cork and bark, there is very difference. Now cork includes only secondary tissue, but bark includes primary and secondary both tissue. And cork, it develops from secondary meristem, and bark cells, they are formed by cork cambium and procambium of primary apical meristems. And all corks that are formed by the cork cambium, so these cork cells are subrized, and here all bark cells are not subrized. Okay, and cork cells are of one type and bark is of two types, that are ring bark and scaly barks. Students, our next topic is complex tissue. So we will discuss about complex tissue in our next video. Till then, thank you.